Okay. Hi. What's up? Okay. So I don't think. Well, I don't have a lot to say today. I don't think I have a lot to say today. But I do think that this is very important. So obviously we go through life a lot, and we make a lot of decisions. About things we like, about things we don't like. About people we like, about people we don't like, places, whatever it may be. We make all these choices, and those things kind of eventually they get to form part of who we are. And it's so easy for us to get set in those ways, right? But sometimes you get to a T junction, or you get to a fork in the road. And, circumstances or situations or people or maybe just like growth or change within yourself causes you or brings you to a point where you want to make a different decision. And when you get to that point, which is my point for today, is it is okay for you to change your mind. So people that know me know that I am a very stubborn. I can be a very stubborn person. There are certain things that I feel like I do, and those are the things that I do, and that is the end, and that's how I am, and that's how I want to be. So I'll just use an example. So for instance, like clothing, it's always a fight. Okay, I know it. People around me knows it. Everybody knows it. Okay, it's always just a fight. Then my friends started getting married. Okay, and I remember, then some of them have the bright idea to make me a bridesmaid, and I'm just like, okay, seriously, do you want me to be a bridesmaid? Because what does this really mean? I know it's going to be dress things and makeup things and hair things, and I'm just like, but the relationship that I have with this person is such that if this is what they want for their day, then am I really going to be stubborn about it? Am I really going to refuse? So then I start wearing the dresses and putting on the makeup and doing the hair for these occasions. And obviously when people see me, their reaction is, oh my gosh, Katie, you should wear more dresses and, and all these strange things. And in that moment, it kind of makes me feel like I want to just crawl back into my hole and die. Okay. But in the moment when she says, Katie, would you want to be a bridesmaid or something, and knowing what it means to her, knowing what it means to me, it has to be okay for me to want to change my mind. It has to be okay for me to want to change my mind. Yes, it does mean that certain people will then react to the situation differently, which maybe make me want to crawl into a hole, and just not come out. Other people might think, oh, okay, people are saying I look nice, maybe I should start wearing dresses more often. It's a simple example, but I think it's such an important concept, because if we are stuck in the way that we do things, or if we allow a choice we made, this sounds like it's going to be deep. If we allow a choice that we made 2, 3, or 5 or 10 years ago to determine the way we behave or we act now, what are we really saying to the world? What are we saying about ourselves? How is that fair on us for the life that we have to live now? So, I know it's one simple concept and I've said it already, but it's just today is really just an encouragement to say, guys, it has to be okay for you to change your mind. I remember hearing a teaching from Joyce Meyer years ago, and it changed my mind, my life, because there's like a lot in my past that I have to deal with, But the one thing she said is, she says the past can be a reason for who you are or the way you are today, but don't let it be an excuse for you to stay that way. And I remember I heard it and it just hit me, things happen and life happens, and based on those things we make decisions about whatever or in whatever area of our life that we may find ourselves. But we cannot use those things as an excuse to continuously stay in that, or continuously use that pattern. So as simple as it is and as much as it is, I want to encourage you, have a look at your life, have a look at what's happening around you, have a look at how people respond to you in certain situations, how you respond to certain situations, and if you have changed, or if there is something about the situation that now makes you uncomfortable. Yes, maybe you were fine 6 months ago, but today you're not. Then won't you just give yourself the permission to give yourself permission to change your mind. Give yourself permission to make a different decision. And then as people respond to that different decision, which they are allowed to do, and sometimes the responses will be positive, but sometimes the responses may also be negative, because that's people for you. But they, in the same sense, in the same way that you are allowed the right to make a decision, to change your decision, other people should also be allowed to make a decision based on it, because you guys have been playing a game and you've been playing by these rules. Now all of a sudden you've gone and changed the rules. So allow them to decide if they still want to play the game or not. The easiest example that I can think of is when I became a committed Christian. There were people in my life that were then like, okay, well, what's with you and this Jesus thing? And I was just like, well, this, I'm really happy in this Jesus thing. And they were like, okay, well, I'm not really trying to be all about that, so I'm good with this friendship. And I was just like, it still hurt, it was still emotional. It was still a shock. It was still deep. But I changed the rules. I said, okay, well, now this is who I'm deciding to be. And in response to that, they were like, no, well, I don't want to play this game with you anymore then, which they are also allowed to do. It doesn't make them bad people. It doesn't make them a horrible person. It just means that they have the right to make the decision in exactly the same way that I have the right to make a decision about me and myself and my life, etc. So yes, okay, so let's look at our lives. Let's see when we want or where we want to change our minds about certain decisions. And sometimes you don't necessarily think that you need to change your mind about the decision. Sometimes, you want to kind of give a veto right to someone that's really close to you to say, okay, look, I'm actually really happy in this space, but if you think that it's bringing more harm than good, then maybe let's have a look at it. But yeah, give yourself permission to change your mind and know that it's okay, and allow other people or allow those around you to respond to that. And if because they also have the right to make their decision. Okay. So yeah, have a good weekend, or have a good rest of the week. Have a good Friday and have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye. Oh, don't you like my shirt? It's from Rhetoric 2014, I think. 2014. Thanks, Andrele.